स्पीकर है।
First of all, I welcome our honorary guest,
वीडियो आपकी चलेगी।
A very good afternoon to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Okay, fine. Sorry for inconvenience due to some technical issue. It's having some problem. So now, first of all, good afternoon to all of you. A warm welcome on the event of on the eve of ICFIRTP 2020. First of all, I welcome our guest of honor, Shri Ajay Goyal ji, Chancellor Chairman, Quantum University. I welcome our guest of honor, Shri Shobhit Goyal ji, Vice Chairman, Quantum University. I also welcome our honorary advisor, Professor Avdesh Khare, on the eve of ICFIRTP 2020. I welcome Professor Vivek Kumar, Vice Chancellor of Quantum University. I welcome Professor E.Z. Rajan, the eminent speaker of this eve. I welcome the respected director, sir. Now we are going to start our session of cognitive computing by Professor E.Z. Rajan. Human thinking is beyond imagination. That is the third eye. Can a computer develop such ability to think and reason without human intervention? His is something programming expert at IBM Watson are trying to achieve. Their goal is to simulate human thought process in a computerized model. The result is cognitive computing, a combination of cognitive science and the computer science. So I request Professor Izzy Rajan to deliver his talk. Please, sir. Sir, you are not audible. No, sir, not audible. Not audible, sir. Not audible. Sir, please raise your volume. Raise your volume. Now audible. Now please start. No, sir, no.
Sir, log out and log in again, sir. Log out and logging again.
Till then, we are having our Chancellor, sir, Shri Ajay Goyal ji. I request him to deliver some golden note to ICFIRTP 2020. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to the validation of today, which is presently.
Sir, your voice is not properly audible.
Am I not audible, ma'am?
Yes,
Now
sir.
it is audible.
Okay, so I'll hold the phone in my hand. Since I am not properly stationed, probably that's causing some problem.
Now it's okay.
So-
Now it's okay. It's going on. Yeah.
So thank you once again, ma'am, for inviting me to the valedictory session. I thank Dr. Vivek and Dr. Aditi, ma'am, for that. And I understand this is a 2-day international conference which is currently on at Quantum University and about to conclude. We are already into the valedictory session. So this conference is on the 4th Industrial Revolution-based technology and practices. Now, Dr. Vivek said that you have to come for the valedictory session because he understands that that it is only after all of you, the intellectual capital of India has created a 4th Industrial Revolution, only then our role starts, you see. Because that is when we can monetize it probably or put in some, how to make it a viable model. So I'm happy to be at this valedictory session. And we all know that, this 4th Industrial Revolution is going to be huge in its ramifications. And we are hardly going to be able to overemphasize it in its effects. And we are on the threshold of a whole new world order as I see it. You see, everything is about to change and it's all going to be a technology-driven world that we are about to enter. So, it's like as I see it, it's like a new bus in the making that we cannot afford to miss. You see, often when we appraise our past record, we find that we miss a couple of industrial revolutions. But the way we are now integrated with the international fraternity and the new world order, this new bus we just cannot afford to miss. And I also understand that it is in conferences like these that we create the right platforms to share our knowledge for everyone's benefit. And therefore, I'm sure that all stakeholders and participants must have hugely benefited out of this ICFIRTP 2000. You are calling it 2020 or 2021, ma'am?
Sir, it's 2020. It was proposed earlier in March 2020. So,
Okay, so that left me a little confused because I thought maybe we missed it by a year or so something.
no, sir, no.
Okay, so this conference 2020.
Yeah.
So it's been a very, very good reviews have been coming my way. And I understand very useful, very substantive, 2 days with a lot of practical sessions where the contribution is not only in terms of number of papers or number of participants, but also the quality of inputs has been very, very good. So that is extremely gratifying for me personally. And to begin with, I want to acknowledge the very valuable partnership that Quantum University has had with UTU and Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar Technological University. I think we have synergized well to create something very substantive on ground. And I did have a peek into a couple of these sessions, and the way things have come to me, I'm in complete awe of our very, very learned keynote speakers that we've had over various sessions and in the inaugural sessions also. Their addresses have been very, very insightful, which have really brought a lot of value and enrichment to this conference. And I want to thank each one of them personally for sparing that of time and joining us, and for being with us for these last 2 days. I think it has been a wonderful achievement. Now, the IEEE chapter of UP has been very active. Earlier also, we've done a couple of events with them. And this one is a show winner. I think it's a big feather in their cap. And a lot of very good quality participation, a lot of good quality papers from various very Ivy League institutions have come our way. So I think we've really had a good insight into the way fourth industrial revolution is shaping up and is going to be shaping us in the times to come. My compliments to Dr. Vivek Kumar, the Vice Chancellor of Quantum University, and to Associate Professor Dr. Aditi Sharma from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, and to the whole Quantum University team that I see for the last couple of days been doing extremely committed work to ensure the success of this conference. I wish you all the very best. I am truly, truly delighted at this wonderful conference that we've been able to hold together. And I am sure we are going to have more of these, because knowledge sharing can never be exhausted. It's a process that we must continue relentlessly. So I once again compliment you all. Thank you very much once again. Thank you, Dr. Vivek, for getting me in. Thank you very much.
Sir, one more minute, sir.
Yes, yeah, please.
Sir, my auditorium is filled with all the students and teachers. And today, from tomorrow onwards, we are going for holy vacation. I request you, please bless all the families by your worthy words.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So this conference sort of took me over and I forgot. And one thing I would like to say about fourth industrial revolution is, please ensure all those who are stakeholders in this fourth industrial revolution, I'm sure each one of us is going to participate and contribute in its making. Let's ensure it's a more humane world, and let's ensure that fourth industrial revolution takes us to being more humanely involved with each other, connected with each other, rather than get disjointed or get too much overbearing technology on us. And therefore, on this note, let me not forget to wish each one of my faculty members, my students, my staff, my team of management a very, very, very delightful Holi, and have a great, great time. And we are going to reconnect physically once we are over with it. My very best wishes to all. Thank you very much, Dr. Saab. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your kind words. And it's a pleasure to associate with the Quantum University for all of us. Now, I request Professor E.C. Rajan to continue his lecture. Sir, you are not audible.
Khare, sir.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I request Professor Avdesh Khare, sir, our advisor, Quantum University, to deliver his kind words.
Honorable Rajan sir, Vice Chancellor sir, Director sir, Madam Aditi Sharma, faculty members of Quantum University, and my dear students. Now, although I did not have an opportunity to continuously participate in the activities and sessions of two-day international conference, where some very good papers were presented by Ivy League institution faculty members, and a good amount of knowledge was shared, but nevertheless, off and on, as and when time permitted, I was present in the conference in one or the other session, and I was really delighted that although in an online mode, you have done a great work in bringing all the into academia together and have a very meaningful interaction. My thanks are due to entire team of Quantum University who was behind my Vice Chancellor and helped him in organizing such a wonderful conference with the help and support of so many co-sponsors, including UTU and Bhimrao Ambedkar University. I'm also very happy that some of the meaningful and valuable papers are going to be published in good journals, and this gives the young research workers and research students motivation to participate in such conferences. Once again, I thank all and wish you a wonderful Holi ahead together, and I would say goodbye till we meet next week. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you,
for-
Doctor.
Thank you.
I request Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to deliver his talk for valedictory function of ICFIRTP 2020.
Okay. Thank you, Aditi. Honorable Professor Khare, Honorable Professors from various universities, respected Chairman, respected Director, Quantum School of Business, my faculty members of Quantum University and other places, and dear students. Last 2 days was very much satisfactory to me because I was not expecting. We planned this conference to be conducted in previous year because it was the first IEEE conference in Quantum University. So I was very much excited to conduct this physically. COVID-19 has snatched that opportunity from me, and I was very much delighted because the curve was drooping in January, February, and then we decided that we should have the physical gathering again for the conference. But it was not accepted by the God Almighty, and you see the COVID-19 curve was again rising. Because we have to close this particular conference before 31st March, we decided to go online and conduct this finish. We have a very huge amount of paper responses came, and it was roughly around.
Are you able to hear me, or what is the problem?
Now audible.
E.G. Ranjan sir,
Yeah.
your voice is
See, I'll do one thing. You have to let me see. You talk there. Actually, you are able.
Hello.
My, engineer is
Hello?
talking. Let me see.
Yes, sir, you are.
Now audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, I will take only 2 minutes more, then we will listen your worthy lecture, sir.
Yeah. You
So
are
I-
able to hear me, sir?
Yes, we are able to hear
Good,
you.
very
And I request you, ki abhi, please give me only 2 minutes time to finish.
Sure, sure, sure. Please go ahead.
So, okay. So it was a very important thing that we got roughly around 400 papers, and out of the 400 papers, roughly 40 papers of a review committee has screened all the papers and then found worthy. We invited roughly around 80 presentations, and out of 80 presentations, roughly 27 extended version of the presentations will be published in Scopus Index journals. So, Ranjan sir, I request you please unmute yourself.
Hello?
Please mute yourself, sir.
Yes, ma'am. No, not now.
So, I'm sorry for the disturbance. So, during the session, we have roughly around 16 sessions and one panel discussion. And from these discussions across the platform, I could get two things which I felt that this is going to be very good for future, especially for Quantum University. One is what that today's this conference gave me a stamp that Quantum University, which all the programs which we started way back in 2018, are in sync with the progress of IR 4.0, and the programs like BTech Honors Program in Artificial Intelligence, Cyber Security, EVT, Mechatronics, and introduction of various technologies in Commerce Program, Management Program, Agriculture Program, and other places also. Secondly, the scope of interdisciplinary approach in our education system. So out of these 2 days, I could grasp that yes, there is a future and we are on the right track. Quantum University's courses, methodologies, and the approaches are towards leading or preparing or transforming our student ready for IR 4.0 challenges. One more thing very important, which has incorporated, which has been delivered by today by Professor Parag Rajan. He said that we have to think beyond the classroom. We have to focus more on project learning. So I request all my directors, all HODs, as well as the teachers, next time when they go for Board of Studies meeting, they try to incorporate project learning concepts, peer group learning concepts, so that student can learn better in this field. The third and important thing, which I feel, which is very, very important, that IR 4.0 is comparatively the new technologies. Therefore, we should not depend on two things. One is what the government funding. We should focus on private partners, because real private partners, the real implementer of IR 4.0 are the private partners. So Quantum University has already taken steps towards collaborating with many IT giants like Google, IBM, Salesforce, many more others, QuickHeal, Zabbia, Oracle, and we will be using their collaborative platform that is important to teach IR 4.0 technologies to our students. I can understand that we are having in whole India, we are having very less number of teachers who are trained in IR 4.0 technologies. Therefore, the platforms like Swayam, NPTEL, platform like Coursera, and many other platforms which are available, from where my teachers will be definitely going for IR 4.0 technologies. They are going to learn and then they are going to deliver to our students. So as an outcome of this conference, I feel that it is a very important learning for me as a leader of the university, and the expectations of parents and students behind it. So Quantum University will definitely take lessons from here. This is I want to say. Secondly, tomorrow is Holi. So I wish to all families, my extended families, wishing you happy Holi. May this Holi bring all kind of happiness in your life, all kind of prosperity. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now I want to request you, Professor Easy Rajan, to deliver his speech.
Yeah, thank you. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Wow, very good. So I would like to complete it as early as possible before some other technical snag creeps in. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to talk on cognitive computing, which I started working in 1973 onwards, okay, when vacuum tubes were used by us, not even transistors. That time onwards, we've been thinking on cognitive science. Yeah, coming to the point. First of all, I'm sorry that I could not yesterday deliver the lectures because of the technical snags here. I'm put up in Dehradun only, but still I couldn't do. Anyhow, without wasting time getting into the subject, the cognitive computing, that's what I'm going to talk today, is basically to simulate human thought processes in computing models. In view of this, computers can work like human beings, like a human brain rather, and employ self-learning algorithms. I generally call this as a thinking machine that make use of the data mining tools, pattern recognition tools, and natural language processing techniques. 1990s, I'm sorry, 1900 rather, I would say, analog computers were used to do basic arithmetic operations. All of you know that. 1950s, programmable digital computers for Neumann. I hope everybody knows that. Neumann and Stanislav Ulam and so many people that were there. And these programmable digital computers were used to solve problems related to mathematical functions and relations, to a certain extent, of course, and problems defined by probabilistic methods. Now, this is a time when computers are expected to solve complex problems, speed and accuracy, and function like human brain in critical decision-making processes. That's what we want now. Very mission-critical situations, we need a quick decision-making machine, a system which is capable of functioning like a human with the speed of a modern computer, that can be called as a thinking machine. This type of machines, in fact, I was teaching in Kanpur. So these computers, we used to call this as what you call a thinking machine. So what happened was, um, well, let me think about or cyborg or whatever, or humanoid, something like that. I would like to talk about the thinking machine, which I tried to do way back in 1984 in Kanpur. This thinking machine is expected to have the fundamental 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. A lot of disturbance. I'm sorry, wait. Keep it with you. Huh? Don't answer any calls, please. Okay. We human beings know we have three states of mind. What are they? All living species. Number one, Jagrat. Adi Shankaracharya, no, he clearly said, Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu Sputatara Ya Samvedu Jrumbate Ya Brahmadi Pipili Kantatanushu Prota Jagat Sakshini. That is how he started. So what we want to say is, we have three states of mind. One is Jagrat, awareness state. Swapna, dream state. And Sushupti, deep sleep state. In the awareness state, body, mind, and intellect, they function in some form or other like in an interconnected manner. In the dream state, mind and intellect function coherently. In the deep sleep state, subconscious mind only functions. That is true. Unlike the awareness state, external factors do not affect a person in the dream and the deep sleep states. It is to be noted that a person is alive in all these three states. Well, the question now that arises is it possible to make a powered on computer work in all such three analogous states? I'm not talking about deep sleep and all, analogous states. To me, it appears it should be possible to create such a system in the cognitive sense. One can think of the following three states of a thinking machine or a cognitive engine or a cyborg or a humanoid, whatever you may say. Number one, the cybernetic state, when the computer interacts with its environment. Number two, systemic state, when the computer uses stored program and processes stored data or generate new programs and new data. And the third one is informatic state, where the computer organizes available data, removes unwanted information, and cleans up the system. This amounts to saying that a computer should be restructured to work in these three states in order to make it a thinking machine or a cyborg or a humanoid or whatever you may say. The proposed, whatever the concept what I'm proposing now is called cognitive computing. You can form a department. In case you are interested, you tell me. I'll be able to form the syllabus and other things, give it to you. The Department of Cognitive Computing. You can develop that. This department or this approach would develop students and faculty to become pioneers in the state of the art of futuristic computer science. This is what, as an individual, I dream. The syllabus for offering courses like this in such departments could be, like this, I would say. Number one, foundations of mathematics. This is very important. Numerical, function analysis, discrete mathematical structures, combinatorics and graph theory. Suppose, say, for example, if you want to say that. Now, the theoretical computer science, you have to have, the unjustified post-Turing systems, formal and natural language theories, to name a few. Rewriting systems, unjustified post-Turing rewriting systems, cyclic, normal automaton. Like that, no one can keep on doing. Then computer design. The traditional computers, the compilers, the interpreters, logical programming, like Prolog and Lisp, they're all very important. Nowadays, people talk about artificial intelligence. Ultimately, it ended up with, many of my students, they joined Google. They are the fellows who started this, this TensorFlow and whatnot. But to be very precise, without Prolog, without logical programming, list processing like Lisp, assembly level compilers, it is not possible to say that the AI is complete. So in silico, real-time operating systems, these are also one should know. Then data science. Traditional data structure concepts is a must. Metadata, hyperdata, data-driven systems, data entropy and enthalpy, cellular logic array processing, which I introduced way back in 1986, knowledge-based data processing, cryptography, to name a few. Then you talk about cognitive science. What are things you should know? Anatomy of human brain. Everybody should know something or other about the human brain. autonomic control of human physical body, theory of body, mind, and intellect, human psychology, theory of meditation and cognitive perception. This is very important. You may think that why I'm getting into spiritual. It's not spiritual, it's called inner engineering. So, this is very important. Then you talk about interactive psychology. Man-to-man psychology is very important. Psychological impact of faith and philosophy. Theory of concreteness and abstraction. What do you mean by abstraction? What do you mean by concreteness? Brain-computer interface, brain-to-brain interface, which we have been working. One of my friends who was there in, he was a neurosurgeon. He was in Moscow State University, Lomonosov State, Moscow State University. He used to come to IIT Kanpur. We worked on brain-computer interface. Is it possible to control, let us say, robot or whatever, through brain? We proved that it is possible. Then you talk about brain-to-brain interface, metaphysical materialization and hypothesis, extrasensory perception, we call ESP, theory of space, time, and consciousness, science and spirituality, virtual and augmented reality, cognitive engine. Very recently, we developed a cognitive engine, and we are able to predict the crimes that have been happening in various cities of the United States. We looked into the FBI database, and we were able to predict what is going to happen next week. Whatever predicted, almost like 98.2% accuracy, we were able to predict what is going to happen. It happened. Now the police department of US government is very happy with our software and our supporting system. Now, what can cognitive system do? Just think about it. Cognitive computing could be applied in a healthcare setting to help collate with doctors, etc., etc. You can think about that. Then you can use it in what do you call? One second. Well, one can use this cognitive engine or cognitive computing not only in the healthcare, you can use almost everywhere. Whatever a man does, whatever a human being does, the machine should be able to do. Then we may think, why human beings? Then we can always create, human being like machines. Yes, that point I raised way back in 1975 when I wrote an article in IEEE. And I wrote an article stating that a time may come, the man-made machines, they will try to rule the men themselves. So such a situation should not come. All said and done, human beings are human beings. They are the best people. Then why this cognitive science? To support, because of the complexity that is involved in our day-to-day life. For example, the coronavirus. We have taken nearly 100 strains. We have analyzed it. I've written in 2 papers in London Journal Press. You can go through that. Spatial correlation and spectral correlation of SARS coronaviruses. We're able to find out that there are so many patterns, they match with each other. So the strains, the mutation is taking place because of the match. We found that it is possible to create a nanorobotic antiviral scheme to deactivate mutating viruses. All these things are possible only when you think like a human being and work like a machine. The combination of these two is cognitive computing. I think I have made my point. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.
Thank you, sir. Is there any question?
Yes.
Sir, it was a wonderful session. Whatever you have delivered, it's really great. And I think if someone is having question, I can give your number to them, and they can pursue their research in cognitive computing and your research area.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, sir. Yeah. So I just cognitive computing represents the third era of computing.
Sir, are you working on consciousness also?
Yes. Space, time, and consciousness. It's a long lecture, I don't know whether you'll have the patience to listen to me now.
No, actually, I am a student of Professor P.H. Sasangi.
Oh,
So the Albag Engineering College is doing a lot of work on this right now, on the consciousness.
We have developed this consciousness theory model theoretically. We defined time, we defined space, and we defined actually consciousness.
So
Actually, consciousness means what actually? It is nothing but the union, a synergy of energy and knowledge.
knowledge.
Energy, knowledge put together is called consciousness. And what is Parabrahm? Parabrahm is nothing but universal consciousness. And who are we? We are the subspace, a small bit in the universal consciousness.
Sir, because the time does not permit me, but actually I'm very much interested in this computing. I'm from neural computing only. I did my doctorate in neural computing. So, sir, I would like to invite you for a guest lecture to the students and the PhD scholars. This can be an online lecture or it can be a physical lecture according to availability, your availability. So, I personally extend thanks to you, sir, that yes, our gem of the person is with us right now. And in future also, we would like to take your help to develop some kind of synergy, say, in the cognitive theories, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes, welcome. You're welcome. And I once again thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Over to Aditi.
Thank you very much, sir. So, like we are having our director sir next. Sir, please. Sir, please enlighten us with your words.
Aditi, I am audible.
Yes.
Good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Engineer Shobit Goyal, Professor Rajan, and all other distinguished professors of the universities, my dear faculty colleagues. The International Conference, Fourth Industrial Revolution, Practices and Technologies, having a very huge area of the spectrum has to be covered, and in the conference, so I marked it as a success of the conference, that is, we covered maximum of the areas which are directly or indirectly contributing to the IR 4.0. In many sessions, that is the very informative sessions, across the spectrum of the IR4, that is the new technologies and the practices practiced around the world in the industries has been shared, plus the practices and the technologies which are under the research phase that are also shared with the researchers. So takeaway of the conference is specifically for the quantum faculty, that is, we have to identify our areas and focus on the research in which we are interested, specifically for the development of the new technologies, practices, or for the, that is, we can also work on the existing technologies and practices, but that is if that can be available at a affordable cost. As Professor Ajay Rana from the MIT University yesterday's session has mentioned, that is a country like India, it is very important, that is the technology should be available at the affordable cost, plus that is the support for the research should be available to the faculties and the researchers. So in the conference, more than 10 country research scholars, professors shared their valuable inputs, and definitely this is a great success of the conference. So I congratulate Dr. Aditi and the whole organizing team of the conference for the successful organizing this conference. And on my personal behalf, as well as on the quantum behalf, I also thankful to all the delegates who have attended the conference, as well as the research scholars who have presented the paper in the conference. And at the end, I wish you all a very, very happy and colorful Holi. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. On the behalf of ICFIRTP 2020 organizing team and Dr. Aditi Sharma, convener, thanks to all. Let me begin by thanking to all eminent keynote speakers for enlightening the knowledge of young generation. I am thankful to our associated partners, Uttarakhand Technical University, Batu Tech 3 UP section, IEEE UP section, Sir, Science and Engineering Research Board, Government of India, Uttarakhand Council of Science and Technology, Dehradun. Without providing sponsorship, it's not be a successful session. International Conference on Fourth Industrial Revolution Based Technology and Practices, ICFIRTP 2020, was planned to organize on 15-16 March 2020, but due to COVID, it was postponed. Now, till then, we have received 423 papers, authors from all over the world, countries including South Africa, South America, Nigeria, Bhutan, Indonesia, Jakarta, Canada, Edinburgh, Italy, Rome. I pay thanks to all the authors for presenting their sessions. We finalized about 80 papers for final presentation. I am thankful to all authors for their continuous support, association, and providing faith on us. It's an immense pleasure having distinguished eminent speaker from institute and organization of national and international repute, NITs, University of Harvard Research Institute from Canada, IEEE. About 55 speakers participate to deliver their talk in ICFIRTP 20. We stand on the brink of a technological revolution that will fundamentally alter the way we live, work, and relate to one another. In its scale, scope, and complexity, the transformation will be unlike anything humankind has experienced before. The arrival of a fourth and distinct one. Velocity, scope, and systems impact. The speed of current breakthroughs has no historical precedent. When compared with previous industrial revolutions, the fourth is evolving at an exponential rather than a linear space. Moreover, it is disrupting almost every industry in every country, and the breadth and depth of these changes herald the transformation of entire system of production, management, and governance. We organized 16 sessions, virtually 80 papers presented online. This is a difficult job to organize this conference successfully without the team. I am thankful to all moderators, our faculty members, technical team, web chair, Deepak Bhatt, hosting website, and telecast the channel to Mr. Ravinder Giri, our system admin. I am very much thankful to Shri Ajay Goyal ji, Shri Shobhit Goyal ji, Professor Avdesh Khare sir for providing me such a wonderful opportunity. On the behalf of organizing team, I pay thanks to Professor Vivek Kumar, our Vice Chancellor, for his idea on IR 4.0 and continuous motivation to each member. My thanks go to Professor Gulshan Chauhan. I sincerely thanks to Advisory Committee for their keynotes and for their suggestions. I am thankful to our publication chairs, Professor Naresh Kumar, and our organizing team member, Naveen Rana, for their continuous support. I am thankful to our coordinator, Professor Satyendra Kumar, and my computer science faculty member for continuous support, and moreover, our co-convener, Professor Kamlesh Singh, for organizing this session, this conference wonderfully. So I take this opportunity to thank all the reviewers and technical committee members for providing their valuable comments in time and help towards the improvement of quality of papers presented in the conference. And I am also thankful to all the keynote speakers, international and the national, Professor Amina Balas and the Professor Banaretto and Professor Easy Rajan for attending this conference in a very short span. Thank you all. So on our part, we have also made sincere efforts to enhance the quality of the conference. In this regards, we have taken some new initiatives, such as this year all the accepted papers, and we have started to scrutinize these papers and will be sent for the inclusion in a special edition of Scopus Index General in recent patents of computer science. I'm thankful to all researchers and all the professors. Thanks to all, and wish you a very happy Holi. There is a Holi Milan Samaroh, and our team has decided to provide some arrangement, some refreshment for the faculty members in the campus. So please be there. Don't leave the campus.